welcome everybody to this holy sorry. Oh my god, I'm stretching. Hey everybody, welcome to the SaltyyShow. I do apologize about that. And welcome to our Total Rome 2 campaign as Palmyra episode 36. Hope you guys are doing well today, and if you are, like, subscribe as always. Without further ado, we have a battle on our hands, and it's not looking very good or in our favor. We outrange them, but they most definitely outnumber us, and I'm really regretting we were in the recruiting process of getting 3 more pikes, so we are rather outnumbered, and we are going against quite a substantial force. So with that in mind, we have no way to backtrack this, so we're going, and I was really hoping Grahal was going to help us. I should have checked. This could very well cost us an achievement. But without further ado, let's find out on the battlefield of Sparta. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Battle of Sparta again. Right into the heat of the action as we are targeting the enemy army that initiated this combat before the main force can get to us, using what little forces we can and what tactics we can utilize to kill the far superior Germanic noble bodyguard between our hillmen and our mercenary swordsmen and skirmishers, while our cav try to do a good job mopping up the Germanic band and the hurlers. Thankfully our hillmen come with quite a few javelins. They come with 3 sets of javelins, and we're going to make sure we get all 3 of them out because our mercenary swords are very quickly losing this battle. They are not holding well. And with that, the javelins are out from the hillmen just in time as they need to go in and replace the beleaguered swordsmen as they waver. And they're going to need to hold them in position here. Now, the hillmen, no better, but they are at least another body to let our skirmishers do their job. Yeah, flee, guys. Fight another day. Our cav are doing short work of the enemy over here. It's taking a little bit of time, but we are getting there. The Germanic band is holding a little stronger than I like, and they're actually going to get a little javelin throw on our cav here. And unfortunately, we lost a lot of brave horsemen there. But their general routed and died, allowing our hillmen to move over here and catch the enemy in a little bit of a pincer as we use our skirmishers to finish the job. And with that, we've dealt with that small contingent of forces just in time as the enemy army marches in mass to our location, starting with their cav. But we're not very worried about their cav. To give you a quick rundown of fences, I was preparing. I wasn't sure where they were going to come from, so we were preparing for a assault down this road, and I really want to make sure this one was the least effective for them to come through. But knowing the AI, of course, they've decided to come through that road. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of that. We don't need that. But I've defended everything. Our biggest assets here, as we are only utilizing 2 pikemen, and then the rest we have spearmen and swords, because I made the mistake of disbanding pikes in hopes of recruiting new ones. Should have known the battle was going to come. But our biggest advantage here is going to be our ballista and our archers holding the town center, while our general, in chariot fashion, is going to sit in this little patch of forest and hide because he's not going to be effective in this battle, and I don't want him getting sniped. But until more action comes along, it's the calm before the storm as we prepare for the horde of barbarians. The calm is over. Our men are waiting. What lies beyond the barricade are angry Germans and in quite great numbers. You are not alone, men. Your brothers are behind you, ready to back you up. Our centurion waiting in the front, and they are starting to pour through the barricades as they have broken through some of them. Our spearmen will hold rather well. As you can see, yes, the barricades have fallen right into our spear wall. They will go. Cavalry, we have no worries. The levy will die upon our spears and shields. Thankfully, the enemy have at least funneled their forces here. Over here, Our swordsmen and one pike unit are making short work of some cavalry and the small contingent of forces they hear, while our archers are going to be dealing with the hurlers before they can really pose a significant threat. Meanwhile, our forces that dealt with the first initial garrison, or a small force that assaulted us, is now going to be flanking the enemy here and pulling them out while we leave our cavalry in reserve. The enemy have combined all of their forces here on this choke point, though. So we're going to be focusing on that, and we're also going to start setting up our ballista for assault. And for the first 3 to 4 shots you'll be seeing, it's primarily going to be me getting some much-needed shots in here. I'm going to do some significant explosive damage here as we really hit their backline. I was doing my best not to hit our own troops, though. So I'm shooting rather high, missing this huge clump of units here. But really trying to send the message that they need to leave. Our spearmen, kudos to the mercenary spears, they are holding strong. That was really close, but they are holding strong against insurmountable odds. The enemy are trying to pressure one of our little flanks here, but we are beating them back with our brave swordsmen here. This guy needs to die. Come on, kill him, man. Oh, nope, he's going to run. Either way, we are breaking them, and we have engaged the enemy over here. Their Germanic spearmen are going to be a stronger match for our hillmen. But they've done what we needed, which is turning their backs and allowing our cav to swoop in and engage the rest of their skirmishers. So our archers are going to slaughter what they can of this spear unit here. Not nearly as effective as our Hamian forces that we'll see into later. But still, archers are a far shot better than hurlers. I've now lined up our ballistas to at least get 3 ready to fire into the enemy, and the AI is going to prove a lot more effective at engaging them. So they are pulling all of their forces that they can, and we're going with the tried and true. Jesus. We are going with the tried and true method of sword and pike backing up the front lines here, as we just hammer into the horde of enemies here. Swordsmen making sure they protect the pike wall. Holding bravely, keeping a nice distance. Ooh, now that was some friendly fire right there. I didn't see that in the battle, but that was really a lot. We have cleared out the enemy over here. All that remains is this spear unit, and we're going to make very quick work of them with our remaining archers. Meanwhile, our cav are going to be lying in wait, ready to swoop in on the rear here when we're in position. Now that's a good shot. That's what I like to see. Very nice. This mercenary spear unit held out a lot longer than I expected. But with the enemy almost broken here, we're making very quick work of them. Our pikemen are pushing the Germanic band back, and their spearmen brothers have died and are routing away. That flank, all other flanks are secure, so we're going to start routing or wrapping our forces around here to engage the enemy. Jesus, our ballista, by the way, our ballista gained over, I believe, 600 some kills. Ooh, that was a lovely shot right there. Jesus. Just high enough to not ruin the lives of very, very many Romans. And we are, yes, now finally done, and we're going to be sizing up this right flank here as they're kind of trying to get around our formation here, and we really don't want them to do that. Unfortunately, this spear line is getting thinner and thinner. But the rest of the army is bulking up here and ready to do what we can. As you can see now, our 2 extra spear auxiliaries, or mercenary spears, are making their way around, ready to flank the enemy and get some revenge for their fallen comrades. But with that, our ballista is out of ammunition and our archers are also running out of ammunition. So it is going to be a melee brawl for the rest of the battle. And as you can see, this right flank really needs some assistance. Ooh, a good sword thrust there. We are keeping them at bay, though. Ooh. Come on. Let them have it, dude. Yep, our pikemen are coming in here to aid these swords. We're going to shore up this little flank here, make sure they can't keep doing this. Everybody's in shield wall braced. But unfortunately, our spearmen down to their final line. I think they're at 10 to 20 men at this point. They've been fighting the good fight for a very long time. And they're still holding, honestly. For mercenaries, these guys earn every single penny that they get today. But the horde is definitely growing. We've really lowered their body count, but these brave spearmen putting up the final vestige of defense as our forces get prepared for the flanking maneuver. But the spearmen do break. Finally, they've routed, and they've hit the main line, which hopefully the Germans didn't think that was going to be the end of their troubles, as we have far larger spears and very many swords waiting for their troops as they hit the brunt of our defense here. All our melee troops are comprised of this one line, and it's time we get in here. And I do notice something. Their general is sitting idle, and there's enough of a gap here for us to engage the enemy that's actually connected to the main line. And with that, we make a daring charge past the general to get that flanking bonus on the enemy. And with that, as you can see, it has a huge effect on the enemy. So these mercenary spearmen making the noblest of sacrifices to get behind the enemy line and trigger a chain rout. The general does come in, and he is going to make the day for these spearmen a lot harder as they are now encircled. But the damage is done. We just routed 3 to 4 units there, leaving the Macromani general encircled and down to his last 5. Meanwhile, the rest of our forces are ready to engage. The Germanic band here have opened up a gap to allow our legionary cav through. And the spearmen will handle this unit while our cav will go around the flanks here and mop up anything that they can get their hands on, especially the last remaining skirmisher units that are trying to flee for their lives in a futile attempt, while our main man goes in to reinforce the general himself, or reinforce the spear unit that's fighting the general. With that, our main line has been given the order to move forward, slow and steady over the dead corpses of their enemy, shore up the defenses, and crush what remains of the Germanic lines as we have triggered the rest of their forces to start routing. This is the end of this Germanic leader trying to make a name for himself, and Sparta will remain in Roman control. And that will teach them a thing or two about testing our might again. A close victory indeed. but a victory nonetheless, losing just under 900 Romans in the defense of Sparta. We will be killing them. And that army is on the run, and that should be that is done. That army is not perished, and Athens is still quite the stronghold that we're going to need to deal with. But in due time. For now, that army, the Legion of Armenia, needs to recover. They are being pressured. The Macromani do not enjoy the fact that we have landed there. Yeah, we are facing a little food shortage. That's fine. Oh, it's not fine. We're going to be suffering attrition until we fix it, which will be next turn. What was done that's caused our food shortage? I see. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, good point. Well, gonna do what we did last time and find the worst province. And stop taxing it. Not effective, I understand, but it is a temporary countermeasure until we can get our taxes sorted. Let's go ahead and grab this, because the edicts will help, and then we'll grab that, and that's going to give us 20% in one go. Unless there's anything here that we need. That's military barracks. That's a lot of buildings. Lots of buildings. That's going to be campaign reinforce. That's not too shabby, actually. Ooh, that's actually pretty good, because we are utilizing quite a lot of mercenaries. But everyone in our empire is going to start taking food issues if their region doesn't have food to support them. Which is not good in the slightest.
My sword is yours.
Apparently it even goes down to our allies, but everyone's suffering food issues. The Gothi are as well. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely going to impact our ability. Thankfully, we are still just holding settlements down, and that's what we're going to continue doing up here in the north. I don't really want to do this, but I think we're going to have to take this. The Quadi, yeah, we're going to have to take it. And just lay siege. They'll surrender next turn. They do have a little 3-stack there. I'm not worried about it. Does that mean the Iste get to go to war with them? It does not. We could ask them to join our war,
We
though.
have need of talk, I'm sure.
You speak as well as a bard, but I must be unswayed by all except the interest of my people. Your people are a byword for...
Alright, not worth it. Now, the Gerha, did they choose to ignore that? They're only at war with Gaul, I see.
Greetings, most excellent friend. Be at home, and speak as you would before your own hearth fire.
Alright, who's at war with the Macromani? Because that's important to know, I guess. It's us, Caldoni, Lydia, the Verini, Rome, Frankie, Iste, and Oxum. Okay, well, it's better than no one else. Ooh, that was a horrible time, actually, to declare war. We can ambush them, though. The minions of the Wolf Father are enforced to march, and that would be rather smart to do, I think. That navy is a little concerning. I don't see anything else now. Yeah, they're going to recover rather quickly.
At your command.
Man, I really am kind of regretting all these food choices, because, yeah, you're... Wait a minute. If we just untax you... Jesus! Oh my god, yeah, just untax them. 16. Yeah. What was I thinking? Thracia is a little different. I mean, Thracia is actually bringing in a nice little bit of wealth, but good lord, Sparta alone, or Achaea taking over 20 of our food. Well, there we go. Figured out. Fixed. No problems anymore. Breading Games Edict gets plus 20 extra public order. That's actually pretty crazy. Alright, so food has been fixed. I really wish that would update. Strabo here is brand new. He was brand new, and now he had to fight his first battle, and it doesn't look like that's gonna end anytime soon. There we go. And then extra 2 cunning, would that help at all? Probably not. Just do more morale, because they already hold for a long time. And then for this one, land recruitment, morale, authority, all pretty good. Strategist, though, really helps, and we can get a mercenary recruiter, which would be beneficial. That's for the general's bodyguard. Not necessary, so yeah, strategist it is.
Ready for battle.
We have 5 strong auxiliary armored pikemen now, though, which is really good. And the spearmen all managed to hold out. Auxiliary spear. Okay, so the auxiliary spears are better than the mercenary spears, so duly noted. I don't think
At your service. On the road again. How may I serve?
I don't think they really have another army. They don't.
How can swift
Make sure
and
they don't have
silent
anything at
as a shadow.
Apollonia. No. So this army is going to be out of the
Ready for
count
orders.
for just a little bit, thankfully. So I'm gonna say we're safe to disband them in place of
Are you
3
ready to
auxiliary
serve
spear
Rome?
units. And honestly, melee defense, just give me 4 proper spearmen. Everything else will stay the same until we want to change it again. But for now, we're doing all right. Their fleets are docked. They're not threatening us currently. And we have a food shortage. Or, well, we've resolved our food shortage to just not taxing Achaea because it was ridiculously expensive. But that's not going to stay for long because we're producing quite a lot more buildings. So we really need to actually focus down on food. And you never go up, so that's duly noted. We're going to need to keep that in mind. Let's see. You also don't go up either. Our economy is doing great. Egypt is kind of tit for tat right now. We focused primarily on Egypt. We focused more on wealth than anything. And it is kind of hideous in the back, honestly. I mean, farming is literally at 323%, so that is quite insane. But it is impacting us a good chunk too. That's going to help with our farming. Commerce as well. Let's see, 200 wealth or 100. We would drop it, but we would also gain a lot more food. And considering food is an issue, we might want to rotate these 2 farm fields and suffer the 300 loss, which is a percentage-based system. We could go middle of the line, actually. Ooh, that... Actually, wait a minute. Why didn't we do that? Cattle is more... Oh, wait, it's because it has to be agriculture. That's right. So in 8 turns, that's really going to help because Egyptus is going to be a lot more food wealthy. So we're going to let that roll. You're going to go here and deploy. Go up here and deploy. And everyone else is going to have to just hold. Oh, bless you, Bubba. Jesus. But Zenobia needs to engage these guys before they lay siege, or worse, skip our army and go somewhere else. That is going to take...
Ready for battle.
Should be... She should be fine. Alright, yes, good there. They weren't allowed to run. And it looks like we have an ambush on our hands. Let's slaughter some Quadians. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ambush of Odessos. As our forces spring forth to trap in the hilltops, striking down the enemy, targeting their skirmishers first as their army tries to break away. Meanwhile, our strong armored Hamian archers are raining death into this little valley here, slaughtering the poor, primarily unarmored archers, or spearmen. Meanwhile, our armored pikemen, wow, some of these archers are getting quite brazen with their arrows, but our armored pikemen will hold extremely well while the rest of our forces mop up the enemy. Our legionnaires coming in here, ready to send forth and do the will of Zenobia on these poor Germanic peasants, aiding our cavalry. Even Zenobia getting in there and getting a couple kills before the Quadian skirmishers rout from the field. The only troubling location is up here, where the general and a couple of his brave warriors have made a hilltop defense against our legionaries, and they are rather deadly against our legionnaires, as they are sword and we are spear. So our men are putting up a brave defense on this hilltop until the rest of our army can rout the enemy. But thankfully, routing is what we're doing. Our pikemen are pushing down the hill now as we've broken the initial impact, while our archers are going to reposition just a little bit over here to destroy this little defensive pocket the enemy have made. Oh, these poor Germanic pikes going against ours. It is just a slaughter. But soon enough, yes. I enjoy watching this part. It's just it's horrific to watch, but yet just so effective. My God, that pocket of enemy destroyed. They are gone. Meanwhile, this cav unit trying to make a last-ditch effort is just immediate death. We have broken them, and now all that remains is their general, who is, of course, winning his battle, but not for much longer, as our Hamian archers will put a couple of arrows in their back and really start to wither away. Good Lord. And as they look behind them and they see their army fleeing the mountainside, they're starting to question their loyalty to their general. And they have ran, and the end of the army is at hand here. We will pursue and run them down for victory and for Zenobia. And with that, the Germanic barbarians have been sent packing.
March!
And if it was not for the inevitable concern of the enemy's navy,
As you request.
we would give chase. But for now, we shall wait and bide our time. Palmyra Legion. Give me a new legionnaire.
Zenobia needs good fighters.
Cohort. We're not tier 3, so we're not going to get that, are we? Yeah. So, alright. With that, folks, we have... I'm not going to make you all watch this battle here. That's my saving point. But we have pushed back the Germanic barbarians at Odessos and, more importantly, at Sparta, as the Macromani really threw everything they had left on the peninsula at us. But Strabo, earning his first victory in battle, did hold. So now, hopefully we can continue to hold. Next turn, our food crisis will be fixed. I just noticed it's dropped rather significantly from where we were just a second ago. But fingers crossed, that's fine. Nothing to worry about too much. We're going to continue keeping those at bay. And we will go from there. And in just a couple turns, we will have our crisis of food fixed. Fingers crossed. So, without further ado, if you enjoyed today's episode, like and subscribe as always. Man, I'm just struggling. Intros and outros today. But if you enjoyed, like and subscribe as always. But without further ado, I have been your host, Saltyy, and my co-host, Winston, and we cannot wait to catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out, everybody.